Hi Virgo, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for December 2024. It is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate, definitely check out those other placements. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone who watches. So we're going to get into your current energy, the near future, what you don't see coming, and then what Spirit wants you to focus on this month. We will clarify that. We'll get some advice and also some oracle cards for you. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you guys for all of your support. If you're new, welcome. I do hope if you enjoy the messages, you'll consider subscribing. And if you would like a personal reading, that information is in the description box below or the About section of my channel. All right, so let's go ahead and get your astrology card and see what the theme is. So we've got House 4. We've got cultural and family roots, home, peace, and comfort. I love that. So this is going to be one of those months where the holidays may feel super nice, depending on what you celebrate. I just feel like there's going to be this sense of all is well, is the message. All right, so let's get into the tarot and see what else is coming out for you. What do we have? Okay, so your overall energy, we have Justice in reverse. If you have a situation going on, if it has to do with something legal or things have been out of balance, it may still feel like there's some time that needs to be taken in order for things to feel that way. But it doesn't, to me, even though it's the overall energy, I don't think you'll be experiencing this the entire month. It doesn't feel bad. Let's put it that way. If it did, I would tell you, hey, listen, this is something to keep your eye out for. It just feels like for a while there may have been this feeling of like, wow, does anything work out? But the thing I think they're wanting you to focus on most is that feeling that you get around the people that matter most to you, your family, the comfort, and allow this energy to kind of work through what it needs to work through. Let me see if I can get some more details for you. So let's see where your energy is. We've got the Queen of Wands, which is good because there's something about you being in a much better place, like feeling more confident, feeling a little bit more motivated. So whatever this imbalance feeling is, I feel like you know you can conquer it. No matter what comes up for you, you're going to be able to conquer it, especially with the support of the people around you. The ones you know are your true diehards, okay? Let me see what else we get with that. We've got the Two of Swords. Okay, that makes sense because if there's a situation that you're feeling like you have a really difficult decision to make, there's something around a decision that you have to make, you'll feel confident in the choice that you're making, even if it doesn't seem fair to other people, which I think is important. Because at times we may take others into consideration. And with the Queen of Cups coming out after this, what they're basically saying is whatever decision you make, it's got to be the one that's best for you, not necessarily what is best for other people. Not that you don't want to look out for the people you care about. That's not the point. The point is to have confidence that if it feels right in your heart, then that's the right decision for you. So yes, right now you could feel a little bit conflicted, but they're like, you actually know what's right. Trust that you make the right decisions, and that confidence that you usually have, if there's been doubt that you've had around making a choice, don't. Because there's too much good. And how do I describe this? Like, you know that you can be sure that the choices that you make, even at times when we look back and go, well, maybe that wasn't the best, there's always something good that comes from the lessons that you've learned. And I feel like in this case, I'm going to reiterate this has got to be what is best for you and the people that you love, but not necessarily them first. It's you first when you make this decision. Okay. We'll see what it is when we clarify. So the Ace of Swords in the near future is in reverse. That the lack of clarity for some reason. But whatever decision you make, they're trying to say you may not still feel very clear in the near future, which could be a week from now, right? Whatever it is, if it makes you happy. If it makes you happy, I keep wanting to press this. And it could be something different for each of you. So please, if there's any choice in your life, it doesn't have to be one thing. That could be why they're being so vague. They're not trying to pinpoint it because they want you to understand as a whole with the Virgo sign There's something that's going to bring joy into your life. Just know that you're making the right choice, or whatever you're thinking right now is going to be the right thing for you, which is going to also balance things out for you in your life. So if there's a part of you that felt like the giving and giving and giving was a little tiring, I feel like whatever choice you make, this is going to actually allow you more flexibility in giving, which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes this card isn't just about you getting in return or balancing things out in your relationships or feeling taken advantage of. It can be that you are finally in a position where you feel like you can give. But again, they want you to put yourself first and then give in a way that makes you happy, okay? There's a difference between people having expectations and you giving when they have them versus you giving in a way that feels good to you. All right, and that could pertain to the holidays or anything in your life. All right, let's look at what you don't see coming. We have the Emperor. Regaining your strength there. Okay, so with the Moon and the Emperor, hold on, I'm gonna get one more card. Okay, we've got the King of Swords. There's someone around you that may seem a little bit mysterious. Could be somebody that's above you in energy, meaning it could be a boss figure, because this does not feel like you. Yes, you taking back your throne, and we're always working on taking back our throne, but in this case, this feels like somebody else's energy. And with the Moon, they may seem just a tad bit, I think there's some Neptune energy going on right now. There's always something in Neptune, but there's some reference to being curious and this person being a little bit mysterious. It could be a partner, could be a boss, could be anybody, but they do feel like they're, like you can't quite figure them out. Just know the underlying energy is this person is really honest and tells the truth. So if you've had questions about somebody specific in your life, one of the things that I've brought up, they do have a tremendous amount of integrity. And I do feel like they're telling the truth, but they may come across as mysterious. So just know if you were looking for an answer to that question, you've got that. They are trustworthy. Okay, so what does Spirit want you to focus on? We've got the Three of Wands, is getting out of maybe that waiting period. Because the Three of Wands can be looking out into the future and waiting for something to come in. And they're saying try to place your energy into the present moment more instead of constantly seeking something that hasn't come yet and being in that waiting period. So spend a little more time focused on being in the moment over the next month. All right, so under that we have the Page of Wands in reverse, and then we have the Two of Wands. Okay. Now the Two of Wands is objectively having the world in your hands and knowing, yes, that you could look into the future and know that you can create whatever you want. The Page of Wands in reverse, there isn't something that's going to be starting over for you, but there's definitely a door that's going to be closing. I feel like waiting on something to change. This doesn't necessarily feel like a person. It feels like a situation. And again, that could go back to whatever decision you have to make. If there was a direction that you wanted to go and it didn't work out, let me give you an example. The Two of Wands is an indication that there's something bigger there. There's something that you have something bigger. The world is much bigger, right, than we allow ourselves to see sometimes. And if you're waiting on something to happen, it's not going to happen. And that can help make the decision for you. But in this case, I think they're wanting you to look at a bigger picture instead of closing the doors on, okay, let me make this make sense. One thing is going to close out, but they want you to open your mind and remember that just because this situation didn't happen doesn't mean that there aren't bigger possibilities. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. And then they're having me look at the bottom of the deck with the World card. So something is significantly shifting, and then they've got the Ace of Wands and then the Eight of Cups. So you having to leave something behind that maybe you had some kind of an emotional attachment to. It could be an idea or the way that you thought things were going to happen within a relationship or a work situation, and releasing that and knowing that there's something bigger out there for you. Okay. There, the Seven of Pentacles, it's like he's asking himself, is it worth putting the energy into? And if something just is naturally falling away, this is going to be your challenge, is to say, do I stay or do I go? Do I continue to put the effort into this? Because that was the next card I was going to pull, was your challenge. And that really is speaking to this. If it's not working, the advice is really to pull back and say, if it's not growing any further and you don't feel like you're getting out of it what you want, any situation, then you know your answer. You know that it's time to pull away. Okay, let's get some clarification for you around house 4. Family, peace, and comfort. So the 10 of Wands. So if there has been any struggles around feeling really comfortable or at peace in your home environment, or anything to do with the people closest to you, that's what I feel like is going to be releasing. Because the 10 of Wands is like, there's an end to difficulty around home situations. And then the 2 of Swords. So some choice that you've made, and there's another one that you're still contemplating, is going to help you release whatever that pressure is. And then the Magician. Yeah, see, I feel like there's something you were trying to create, or you felt like you wanted to manifest in your life, and it didn't work out the way that you thought it was going to. And that could be where that injustice feeling comes in, with the Justice in reverse. And it's the Spirit's way of confirming for you, listen, it wasn't going to turn out the way that you thought it was. So it's really important to understand that there's so much more out there, or something so much better than what you thought you were going to create in that situation. So this tough decision is really about following your heart. And the Page of Cups. So there could be something to do with children. Yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to get the message clear. There may feel like there's something that's just not going right with either one of your children, or something to do with children in general. And there's a concern about their emotional stability. They're going to be okay if you have any questions about your kids, especially if there is some kind of a battle going on around custody, or something to do with children where it feels very unjust. It isn't them. I don't think they're giving you a hard time. It could be connected to the other parent if you're separated or divorced, or a case that's happening with custody, something of that sort. The 7 of Pentacles, again, it's coming out underneath this injustice. We're waiting to see if things are going to work themselves out. Is the juice worth the squeeze kind of energy? Let's keep going and see. With the Queen of Wands and the 2 of Swords, the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, or I'm sorry, the Page of Wands in reverse. I want to say, stay confident in the choices that you're making. Try to stay, this is what they're saying with this card. Try to stay away from looking at social media. If that's triggering you right now, be cautious of doing that, because it can make things a little bit more challenging for you. All right, let's keep going. That was one message with that. All right, so the Hermit's in reverse, which is great, because if there has been some reflective time, or you've had to expose people, or something had happened and a new version of yourself is coming out, the Queen of Cups is just indicating to me that you understand more clearly now how much more energy you need to pour into yourself, versus focusing your energy on something that seems a little unjust. Okay, so the Ace of Swords with the Sun. We've got the Lovers. Okay, any question? Remember I said there could be somebody that's in your life, or that you have a question about. If it's a partnership, this person's going to make you very happy. If you haven't met them yet, it could be somebody coming into your life. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be December, but there's the energy of it coming up. So if you're looking for a new partnership, or you're interested in that, I do think there's going to be somebody that comes. You just aren't clear about whether you can either trust the person, or if their mysteriousness is something to doubt. The Sun with the 6 of Pentacles, we have the 8 of Cups. Okay, see, the emotional attachment we have to giving to others, and like I said, if there's an expectation that people have that you give to them, versus you doing it because you want to, there's you disconnecting emotionally to that scenario, and not maybe feeling guilt around what others' expectations of you are, and you saying, no, if it doesn't feel good to me, I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to let this emotional weight have any kind of impact on the way that I make my decisions. All right, let's get to this Emperor and the Moon, this mysteriousness, the Queen of Pentacles. So if it is related to work, there's something about this person seeing the kind of work that you do and how stable you are as a person, at least the way your energy comes across. I don't feel like you wear your heart on your sleeve all the time. You can be empathetic and feel like everybody can see what you're feeling. But whoever this is sees you as someone who's very strong and incredibly independent and incredibly valuable is the word I'm hearing. So if it's partnership, that's how this person views you. If this is somebody at work, they value you and the way that you handle yourself. And there could be a part of you that feels like you just don't know how a boss feels about the job that you're doing. While I'm giving you yes, this person sees you like this, that you're reliable, you're someone who doesn't need a lot of hand holding, stuff like that. In a partnership, yes, this is going to be somebody that moves with integrity. And I will say this, if you question anything about your boss, they will be upfront with you. They'll tell you the truth. So if you have a question, go to them. And then the Strength card. So they view you as somebody who's very strong. Again, someone who has courage. How other people view us is really none of our business, but it does matter in some cases. We want to know we're doing a good job, or we want to know if there's some changes that need to be made, whether it be in a work situation, or if somebody is viewing us as someone they'd be wanting to be in a relationship with. So trust me, either situation, the person's going to tell you the truth. All right, so the Three of Wands in reverse with the Page of Wands in reverse, the Six of Swords. If you let go of this, it's going to help you get to a better place mentally. And I think that's what you're doing. Spirit's like, just focus on letting this go. Whatever idea you had or energy that you were connected to that seemed to kind of be holding you back because you had one way of seeing it and an expectation that it was going to come in. And because these Seven of Pentacles have shown up twice, saying there's this waiting energy, you'll be in a much better space mentally if you can just let it go. And I know that's easier said than done, but something's got to be wrapped up. All right, and then under that, we have the Three of Swords. They're basically saying you're going to be healing from something, and there's something much bigger. So if there was hurt around this situation, if it was a breakup, whatever, with the justice system, and that can obviously apply to different things. If you were hurt deeply, you will find somebody in the future that is not of that type, especially if you're already seeing somebody new. But whatever hurt you have connected to this, what feels like a disappointment, or feeling like you put a lot of effort into something, you kept waiting for it to get results, you'll be shown. And it'll probably come up this month. I wouldn't be surprised what that next step is, so that you can get to a better place mentally. All right, so the Seven of Pentacles challenge, we've got the Nine of Wands. It's just like dredging through mud. That's the thing. It's like you've been at this for so long, that feeling is I'm never really going to reach that spot. And the reason why it probably has gotten more difficult is because, again, it's letting it go. All right, so let's get some advice. Let's see advice for Virgo. There's a lot of messages in this reading. There's that Emperor again. They're like, trust in your inner knowing, for one, and trust that whoever this person is has your best interest at heart. The Nine of Pentacles. Something's going to grow, either with a new partnership or in this job. There's going to be a lot of growth and a lot of happiness and a lot of regaining of a feeling of stability. So if whatever this is had to fall away and it had you in a place of feeling unstable, you're regaining that. They just want you to hold tight. Four of Swords. Just kind of relax into the energy. Rest is important. So if you can take some time, be with the people you love, and do a little resting the best that you can this month, that's going to be super important. Six of Swords is in reverse. Don't let things get to you. Here you're getting to a better place. They want you to focus on getting there. Here it's in reverse. And in the upright, she actually looks more sad in this particular deck. In reverse, it just tells me you're going to be releasing that. So rest is going to help release some of that mental energy as well. And then we have the Six of Pentacles twice. So this is helping when you can, and things balancing out in finances. So even though the Justice has come out in reverse, and there may still be a feeling of this is just not going the way that I thought it was going to go, there's going to be a balancing out. So you'll see how the scales are going to balance this month. All right, let's get a couple more cards of advice. What else do they want you to do? Okay, so honor Gaia. And that just means being in touch with Mother Earth. And then, excuse me, change is unavoidable. Like we don't all know that. And observe in silence. So sometimes it is good to withdraw your energy and just kind of observe the things around you. That's about the rest too, the Four of Wands that we had. And then seek the lesson. The best thing we can always do is see what the lesson in any situation is. And of course, if something didn't work out for you, yes, I hate to say that to people, because when you're in it, you just want to be out of it. You don't necessarily want to look at what the lesson was. That typically comes when we do heal, and that's on the horizon. If it hasn't fully healed yet, you'll understand it after that, after you've completed working through some of the emotions connected to it. All right, so let's get the Lover's Oracle. What do we have? All right, so we have balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. Love that. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There is no point in trying to change that which is beyond our control. That's a really important message with everything that we've talked about today. So I hope that there's a part of you that can find that peace and that acceptance this month. Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. That's if things are healthy, right? Obviously, criticizing is usually because we feel like our needs aren't being met. And if you've had that before, and there seems, again, that they keep drawing me back to the Justice in reverse. If you feel like things aren't working out or somebody's not seeing your perspective, and we're criticizing someone, it's usually because something's not happening the way that we want it to. So just be aware of that. And then let things balance out the best that you can. And then we have, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Okay, makes perfect sense. It's pretty much wrapping everything up that we've been talking about. All right, let's get a couple of Wisdom of the Oracle cards. That never-ending story, which is coming to an end. The Ten of Wands came out, the never-ending story. So the endings of things that have felt really heavy and challenging this month is when you're going to feel some reprieve. So you could be 37, born on the 3rd, the 7th, or the 10th of the month, and then go the distance. This is where they want you to understand that you're going to reach certain goals, and there's one that you're going to reach. It may not have looked the way you thought it was going to, but you will still reach that goal, and that's not giving up right before you get there. So you could be 47, born on the 4th, the 7th, or the 11th of the month. And then the co-creation, which is something we all are aware is happening at all times. Not like we're happy with it, because it doesn't seem like it goes the way we want it to all the time. But I do believe there's always that support or co-creation with the universe. So you could be 40 or born on the 4th. And then no place like home, which makes sense. Do I think there's a big shift or change? There could be for some of you, where you may be looking into a change in home. You could be 50 or born on the 5th. But really what I feel like this is saying is this is where you're going to find your solace this month, is in your home, like the very first card said. That's not our very last card, but it is ending that particular deck, and I think it's important to know that's where you'll find a lot of comfort. All right, so let's get the Australian Animal Oracle card to wrap this up for you. All right, what are we doing here? Okay, so we've got the blue tongue, imagination, important. They're taking me back to the Two of Wands. You could be 34, born on the 3rd, the 4th, or the 7th of the month. So let's look at the message. Oh, I thought I went right to it. 33, and then we've got the blue tongue. Okay, so Blue Tongue invites us to relax and enjoy the warmth from the sun. The radiant heat gives Blue Tongue its energy to move when required, but lazing in the sun also allows time for it to daydream. Blue Tongue reminds us to disconnect from any chaos, allowing ourselves to embrace source energy and access our imagination. This card asks you to explore the infinite possibilities, like I'd said, that arise when you allow yourself to daydream and visualize the life you truly want to live. Source energy, imagine, visualize, and daydream. Okay, my loves, those were your messages. Thank you so much for being here. Please hit that like button. And subscribe if you haven't, or leave me a comment. And again, if you'd like a personal reading, the information's in the description box below or the about section of my channel. I hope you guys have an amazing month. Take really good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love. Take care.